Okay. See, first I'm going to get the zombie sprites moved over. Moved from where they need to be. Lock this. So the idol, walking, chasing is these ones. Getting hurt. Dying as these ones. Head. Those are pretty bad. Okay. Hacking. So I wonder where all the dead sprite goes. Or did I apply that? Does it make them all blurry? They're just tiny. So I think what I need to do first is to go to Sprite Editor. Let's unlock this. Yeah. Meg, how you doing? We go by cell size, and I'm gonna leave in all the empty ones. Kind of have a headache. Maybe it's spring season. You get allergies or something? That would be unfortunate. You don't think so? Okay. Okay, so they're back to normal. Before, if the weather changes, you kind of get like a reaction. Interesting. I've been to like gotten like a spring cold or whatever, like when it fluctuates. This is the time of year that it does fluctuate, where it could be, it's cold enough to wear your jacket in the mornings, but in the afternoons when you're on the way home, it's like, well, you don't need a jacket. So then you end up leaving it in your car or at work. I end up leaving it in the car at work. So I don't have it when I need it in the morning. Oh, you got it. Yep, same. Okay, so this is kind of an easy mode. So I got the zombies back to where they need to be, using the zombie sprite sheet instead of the player sprite sheet. So I should be able to remove I started KRA. Yeah. Should be able to remove the zombies from here. Nope, there's a layer that has stuff on it. Let's just click on all the layers, I guess, and hit delete until they go away. Cool. Save that, and then I need to save it as the. Did I save this as the PSD? For Photoshop document? Make sure the zombies are all still there now. They seem to be doing all right. Oh, the zombie head prefab. Sprites. Zombies. This needs to go to with just a sprite render. Cool. All right. Is that guy able to hold his own? He can stay. Oh. I think he bled. That was weird. Because he got hit. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make a grenade now. And I'll replace the shotgun with the grenade. I already have the weapon sprite for it, I believe. Is it in guns? Oh, maybe I don't. It's like up here is where I was toying with it. It's not visible. So it might not be there. It might be the KRA file. Yeah, save it. I already did that. And now we'll use Krita. Maybe I have lost the grenade. Looking forward to some bosses. I have one on my phone. I have Sprite Studio on my cell phone, and I made a little bit bigger zombie. He's going to be like not a boss, because it's not like you kill the boss in a sense and the level's over. You still got to finish the level, but there will be maybe like one-offs that you have to destroy. Okay, so I don't see the grenade. Should I just remake it? Blender and mobile, that would be crazy. No, this is Sprite Studio, but yeah. There are 3D modelers in for mobile, isn't there? Pretty sure I have seen such a thing. Okay, I get what I'm trying to do here, but maybe if I make it a gradient in the grid or in the texture, it'd be more believable. I think maybe if I did this. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna go just like that, like I was. But maybe have a green here. Limit Zero, how are you doing? I have a question. Is the music for the battle scenes of your game, is the main like rhythm from Prodigy's Voodoo People inspired by? No, you don't even know what that is. Yeah, check it out and then tell me. Is it like coincident? It's very close. Okay, I think I'm hindering myself by not having a solid background here. Just give me something. Is that a Roblox game? Is what are the Prodigy Voodoo People? The Prodigy is a band. Voodoo People is a song. You were thinking of the game? No, sorry. Maybe I should have been more specific. So should a grenade be that big? What's this look like compared to a character? It's kind of funny big though, huh? Also, should there be an outline? My characters have an outline. That's it though. Nothing else besides the characters have an outline. Like my barrels don't even have an outline. Subconscious. That'd be funny. It's possible. Did you make the music yourself then with like, what's that, like Bosa Coil or whatever it's called? FL Studio. Okay. I've never used it. I've heard of it though. So just save it. It's okay. Go in here. Open the sprite editor for the guns. Been using it off and on since 1998 or something. So you're pretty familiar with it. I wish I was pretty familiar with audio making software. So how do I want to do this? Do I want to call it a gun? I think so. That's some shots on grenade, right? GRNADE. Why did I think there's a U in there somewhere? So I'm going to take the handgun. Yeah, so it's going to be like the handgun, but instead of just shooting, I'm going right over it. You should learn how to make your own audio as well. I don't think I'm going to take the time to do that. I don't need the word gun there, sorry. I might try to make my own music, but I will probably end up either using AI if it's acceptable by then, or paying someone to make music for me. Roll tile. Why is there a roll tile here? What did I paste that it thought was a roll tile? Interesting. Setzer, what now? How you doing? Music. We're talking about whether or not I planned on making my own music, which I might give it a shot, but honestly, if it is provable, acceptable, would you go away? If it's acceptable to use AI in next year, which probably won't be, or do I pay somebody to make the music for me? Suno all the way. Maybe I should pay somebody to make the music and just be ignorant of the fact that they used Suno. They're super cheap. High Five is pretty good. I remixed one of my songs when you brought that up today. It's like, oh, yeah. Okay, so. Hear it? Do you hear it? It's not even like the one part. It's like both parts of the beat put together. And I tell you what, I listened to like Prodigy for probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm like, I know it's a Prodigy song. And then I found it. Can't hear it. I don't want to get copyright strike, so I'm not going to play it. But Limit Zero's music, there's a part of it that repeats over and over. And it's reminded me of Prodigy's The Voodoo People. The Prodigy, the band. Voodoo People, the song. So, the gun sprite is going to be a sprite. Then we don't have a shooting sprite. Right? There might be a muzzle flash for when we can reload. But make the sprite null. What was my sprite system called? Oh, sprite renderer. I tried that. Dot sprite. This just equals null, right? So we're not going to pick a random sprite. We're going to make the sprite invisible or hide the sprite. Oh, and let's not even do that. Hide the sprite. We're just going to say sprite renderer dot enabled lowercase s. What am I doing wrong? SPRITERENDERER. Whatever. Man, you need to stop messing with this damn ear. I seen it. It's fine. Besides, from the angle that you shared, it looks like it the head comes out and like merges with like the ear instead of like going down and then coming back out to be the ear. Does that make sense? Just right here. Like from what it looks like to me, these all go like these come out away from the head and then just start the ear. Can't tweak until you apply the shrink wrap. I don't know what that means. Oh. Is that you're doing the retop or whatever. So you can't do that until you're done with that because it's over another model. Is that right? Because right now all the vertices are snapping to them. Yeah, okay. There's a lot. You said you had 7,000 vertices was your limit? How many's in the head? Oh, so we don't have an emitter. And so let's get rid of that particle system. Idle. Yeah, but the head's 3,000, so your budget is going to be. Did I ask something? No, I didn't. That's cool though. Limit 0 that you got. I think 5 reviews on your game. All of them are positive. Shell system. Okay, well, I'm not doing any transforms to the shell because I don't have it anymore. This is gonna be a slow. See, I don't know if I want muzzle flash. Only 2 accounts since 3 were from playtesters. That's what it looked like. Mine was quick. I didn't want to sound like. That's my first review on Steam, I think. I didn't want to come out like Siskel and Ebert, like of the game industry. It's like 2 sentences, I think. Come out of the game like an IGN reviewer. I've already spent 2 hours in that game, so that's more than an IGN reviewer would. My coworker says you can't spell ignorant without IGN. Might even be 2.5 hours. .9, I'm almost at 3 hours. Okay, so what I plan on doing instead of shooting is instantiating a prefab. Shotgun. This is no longer a shotgun. Yes, it is. Undo all of that, please. Save that. Close it. Let's go to the grenade. How about that? So here I need a public game object. Grenade. Prefab. How much of that do I think I screwed up? I don't know. This is pretty small though. But this is, yeah, this is a lot more simple though. Machine gun got kind of complicated as well. Let's get rid of that since I'm not doing that. And is there a collider? No. So here, I need to get the angle between me and the... And I can never remember how to do that. Unity get angle between two transforms. Angle difference. Oh, angle from one transform to another. There's a vector 3 dot angle. I didn't know that. Target jar equals target position minus transform position. And then float angle. Is that Euler angles though? So I have to have a target. The distance, though, does have to be less than shot distance, and that's going to be super far, though. Do the shot timer, base dot shoot target, which is nothing, right? It's peak, the definition. Yeah. Muzzle flash, I think, is going to be not the timer. This is going to be the timer that I'm going to use, so I can get rid of the muzzle flash ones. If shot timer is less than 0, okay, yes. And then we're not going to pick the sprite. Here we're going to say sprite renderer. Sprite renderer dot enabled is false. Up here, if shot timer shoot timer is greater than 0, it's less than 0. Then sprite renderer dot enabled is true. The reason why I couldn't find a sprite render in my declaration here is because it's not there. It's in the gun. It's in the gun class that it inherits from. I think I noticed too that I was at version 999, or it's like 0.9.9.9. And today when I fired it up, it was 9910. I'm not going to apply damage to, and there's a boolean. I don't remember what the boolean was supposed to mean. I should probably comment that. So here we're going to instantiate the grenade. So instantiate. Oh, I need to paste the code. So this gets the angle to the player. I'm sorry, to the target. I'm wondering if I should go to... Does the gun know who's holding it? It does have a survivor. Okay. So I'm going to go from the owner transform position to the target. That way it's actually in a straight line, and I will instantiate from the owner position. So the game object will start at the feet and it will move along, but there's also a second object, which is the sprite renderer, and it will go like up and down. Buildings are going to be a little bit complicated, I think. I might have to do some like sphere casting or something. Game object go equals instantiate grenade prefab. I don't have the identity, so that's fine, right? I say owner transform position like that. And then I need a grenade prefab and a grenade class. Should I put the grenade here as well? A grenade script. The answer is yes. Let's go to sprites. And the gun. Take this little guy. Maybe it does need an outline just to stand out. Or could that be the thing? Like, yeah, so what's it going to look like with an outline? Does help define its shape. I think I'll keep the outline. This is called Guns 34. This is now called Grenade. And I'm going to add a parent. This is also going to be a grenade. This is grenade sprite. And then I'm going to add the grenade script. And let's make this a prefab. In the guns folder, sure. Oh, yeah, that. And then I think oh no, on the sprite itself, I want to add the Z order. Cowboy Bebop, how you doing? The video that you shared of... Did you share the video? Maybe not. So there's a beach. And there's like a walkway going to the beach. And there's a railing. It's not even like a railing. It's kind of more like a wall. But you can tell it's been like waxed the heck out. And people grind on this thing. It's probably like a long, like 30-second grind to get from the top to the bottom. And I keep on seeing like different videos. And like the first couple of times I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. And then I like this guy, like, I was like, oh, I think I've seen this, because like the guy gets down and then he like runs and he jumps into the water. It's like, no, this guy, when he got to the bottom, he started doing like a backflips on his way to the water. I'm like, oh, so I've seen this before, that like that area. So there must be like some sort of like, you think you know of the spot, you should be there. Are you gonna go there? Like, do a manual. Oh, then fine. Well, Miguel needs to go there and do a manual the whole way down it. Object is a null. Will you tell me where? Serialized object not creatable exception. That means nothing. Besides this right here. Why is everything all indented weird? You two, you go over there. Okay, that feels somewhat normal. What spot? You missed it. You're in San Diego. Just about like every short for skateboarding is in that spot where there's like a beach and there's like a paved walkway that goes down to the beach, and there's like a wall. It's probably only like maybe 3 feet high, and people like grind it the whole way down, or try to. Miguel is also in no, he's in LA, right? He's just south of LA. Okay, let's make sure I didn't break anything. Can I run this? Was it the shotgun? Okay. The machine gun needs to be, his damage needs to be turned down a little bit, I think, too. Who said you could push the barrels around? do like how the shotgun can accidentally trigger the explosion of the barrels. Some of those famous skate spots are at Venice Beach and Oceanside. I am on the opposite side of the country. Would you escape? Okay. There was a full screen, like full screen plugin in the App Store, the Unity Asset Store. Did you guys see that the makers of Gmod, what is it, like they were making like their own thing, but now they've paired up with Valve, and I forget what their API and stuff is called for Valve's system, but they have made it so that you can make games in the Gmod thing, full-fledged games, and export standalone executables, standalone games for it, and it's those executables are like they're yours, like you can profit from them, like put them on Steam. I thought that was pretty cool. It's not out yet, I don't think, but it's in the works. $11 errors. When the gun is applied, that's when this should happen. Gun owner equal this. So that this is in start though. So this always, oh. If gun is not null, then that. Some of the characters are without guns. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 6 of them. Why do I have? Oh, there's 11. 5 errors. I thought there was 11. So let's go rescue them. Oh, there's one thing I do want to do tonight is to be able to hit the tab button. Tab key on my keyboard to tab between players. Like I have this guy selected, or even if I have multiple people selected, the next one that is unselected is the one that I want focus to be given to. Looks like the ledge is in LA. Looks like the ledge is in LA. For some reason, I thought you shared one. But looking at your Discord, I don't see it. Okay, so let's take this dude here and give him this is not the gun. This does not go in the gun slot. What is this one? So I think what I need is another one. I'm gonna make a folder here called projectiles. Right, and then do that. And then I'm going to create the gun. From this. Gun underscore grenade, like that. And I think all I need to do here is add the gun script. Assign the prefab from, let's lock this. Oops, I backed out too far. Let's put the projectiles just in prefabs. So this goes to the grenade prefab. Gun idle sprite is none. I could probably delete that. Could have been a while. It could have been a while ago. Shooting sprite also. Idle and shooting. I only need the prefab. And then it has a link to the sprite renderer. Like that. I should probably get rid of that too. And then this guy here who has the shotgun is going to be given the grenade. How many errors will I get right off the bat? He's got it. It looks like you're shaking it. Oh, he's spawning them. Okay. That's too quickly, I think. Does that change anything? Yeah, cool. It's kind of working. So he's just dropping them instead of throwing them, but the grenades are going to be like self-throwing. Projectiles. Oh. The grenade script has to go in this. Like that. So the grenade is going to need a link to the sprite renderer. Yeah, if I'm going to have a projectiles in the prefab, sweet. Thanks for the raid. How was your stream? 35 viewers. Wow. Dobbs Works. Are you a game developer as well? Good, thank you. Random game person, hello. Hobbyist game dev. I think most of us here on Twitch are. Yeah, make sure you chat Twitch. So in prefabs, I have the projectiles. Oh, and so in the scripts, I also want a projectiles folder. I can give you the lowdown on what my game is like. You start off with 2 people, and you have missions. You get lives by rescuing other people. Those are your lives. So, and everybody that you rescue, including your starters, they all have names, and it's permadeath. Once they're dead, they're dead. Rescued survivors don't have weapons. Only the ones that start under your control in the mission have weapons. This guy's currently got a machine gun. I don't know if he's got enough to hold them all at bay. Yeah. And so there's missions or goals, like you got to collect things. So you go into these buildings, and they either come out with loot or they'll come out and be chased out by zombies. Oh, a zombie killer game quest game? RTS, that it is RTS controls, RTS style controls, yes. But you don't build like in an RTS game, so it's more of like a tactical shooter, tactical survival. So I have like exploding barrels. Oh, I have triggers that'll spawn more zombies. They came out of the ground. Yeah, not RTS, it is tactical survival. Like, no. So there are spawn points. And so these 2 here are like slot 1 and slot 2. This is slot 3, but I don't have a third person in my gang, so there's nobody's gonna spawn there. And then these 2 or these 4 are just survivors that you can rescue. So when you rescue people and you take them to the end of the level, they then become a part of your pool, and then they're assigned when you enter the level, they're assigned in order that you have them. So the first person that you have will always be the first person in that slot, in the first person slot, until he dies. And then the second person, if he's still alive, he'll take that spot, kind of thing. The last person that you rescue will be the last person, basically, that spawns into a map. And then each spot is assigned the gun. So they default is a handgun. I have a shotgun. This guy up here would be holding a machine gun, and I'm currently working on a grenade. So you don't configure like the loadout or anything like that. You're given that at the beginning. Like they spawn with whatever it is that I intend them to spawn with. You like it? Any variations on enemy types yet? I don't have any variations, but I am already planning to have different variations in my design document. I've already like given myself some suggestions. Variant types, like a spitter, one that can spit acid or whatever, a weaponized one. There's going to be a military storyline where they're like the military is trying to control the zombies for their own use, and so there's going to be ones with like helmets that are like mind control, and so the military is going to be controlling them. Ones with shoulder mounted guns, then actual zombie shooter or soldiers. I mean. So yeah, there's going to be some variants. And then I do intend on having different sprites for like, just like irregular zombies aren't all gonna have like the blue outfit. Like there'll be like different colors of outfits and male and female variants. Rat zombie then, if it's experiments. Like a runner or a tank. The runner, the regular zombie, just like in Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies, becomes a runner when he's the last one alive in the map. Okay, so I need the actual grenade script, but what I want to do first is move it to a profiles folder. Projectiles. ILES. Okay, and then did I put it in here? Yeah. So not to confuse myself with the gun and the projectile. Exploding zombie. You don't know. You're coming up with new ideas now. Yeah. Exploding zombie would be a good one. That reminds me of the exploding, or what is it? What, I don't remember what the race was in Age of Empires 2 that could create those guys that carry the barrels, and if they die, they explode. Or you can send them like right into the castle wall and it'll explode. I also think there was an exploder in Warcraft. Left 4 Dead, yeah. There's the one that has the tongue that grabs them and pulls them. Like that would be really cool. Or the one like what is it? The witch, like where she's kind of huddled and crying, and if you disturb her, then she screams and she gets the attention of all the zombies. That'd be cool too. Or maybe make one that spawns zombies around them, kind of like a necro guy. A siren zombie. Okay, so now I have a projectiles and I have a grenade. So start. So should I assign the offset like public Y? Oops. Public float Y offset when starting. How about we call it start Y offset then, right? And then I don't need to do that yet. Here, when I instantiate that, then I need the grenade from it. So grenade equals go.get component grenade. Why are you underlined? Grenade is a type, but is used like a variable. Oh yeah. And then grenade dot start offset is equal to, oops. It's gonna go up, like it's gonna be like 0.4. So then that's how high the grenade will spawn. And then I'll need, I think I want to do like sine and cosine to control the height of the grenade. Or just Sine. Sine is up and down. And by default equals 0. And I have to do a thing though, because sine and cosine can go into the negative. Oh, I need an angle. What I wanted to do is bounce. So instead of going down, I need to like basically invert and go back up. Yeah, I can do that in update. Like, if I need another vector 3, don't I? Or don't. I do need a link to the prefab for the renderer. So sprite renderer. You're right, aren't you? If I do an absolute value, that will always keep it above 0. And should this be a game object or a transform? You imagine the explosive zombies to explode after they die as well. That would be a thing. Maybe modulo might be more what I'm looking for. If you want to wrap from 2 pi back to 0. Never used a mod that way? No, I think you're onto something with the ABS. So let's start with, and I need a multiplier for the distance. So another thing is the grenade is here and the transform is here. And I want the grenade to go off like this. And so that's going to be like an axis that's not based on this. Do I move this out here so that I can swing this over until it hits the ground? But I kind of wanted this, the grenade, to just stay above the transform. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I don't need to worry about that part. So multiplier equals start offset x. Do I want to put this in awake? Start y offset. Should be start offset y. If I do that, I'm going to have to remember to reassign that in a thing. You've got to get going for the nightly early morning tomorrow. Got to go for the night early morning tomorrow. Good luck. Thank you. Thanks for the follow, random game person. I do appreciate it, and thanks for the raid, Dobbs. Okay, so then as this moves, this will also move. And then I'm going to rely on the sign to raise it this way, basically. So it's not really going forward at all. It's staying with with its parent. But then there comes a time when it has to come back down. And I think multiplier can I make multiplier down at the bottom instead of at its highest peak? I can, right? So I can have a max height. I'm not going to make that public. I'm going to make it private. A lot of these are going to end up being private. I'm going to say he can throw it like at a 4, right? And then I don't need a multiplier because here I say sine angle plus equal, and I need a time, like the gravity scale basically. I'll say 1 for now, times time dot delta time. And then that rotates it between a 1 and a -1. And then, so like float use angle equals, actually, I'll just calculate the sine. Sine equals, that doesn't have to be public or global to the rest of the code. Float sine equals the mathf dot sine, sine angle, yep. And then I don't need that either. So it's gonna be like float y times, and then I want to subtract, oh no, times max f times max, that should be a y, not a x. Okay, so that's that. No, it's x, y. Do I want to say minus starting offset x or offset y? Or is it going to be a new running tally? So there's max y, private float, current y. This is private. And so, yeah, so the current y needs to equal so I need it to start there. You're getting sleepy. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks again for the follow. Have a good night. It needs to start here. So it's like this is the foot of the player. This is like the arm, right? So this is where it's gonna start, and I need it to go up in that direction, not start down here when the angle is 0. So do I have a way of calculating what the angle is to get it there? That is 90. So it's going to be sine angle equals max y divided by 90 times start offset y. And just like that, it should be right where I set it at the 0.4. And then it just continues on from there. Okay. So do I need current y? Because sine angle. I do. But I don't. Because I'm calculating it right now. So float y equals this times, and then it's just this. Oh, wait. Do I multiply it by max y? Max y divided by 90 gives me this single times start. Give me that. Okay. Then grenade transform dot position equals a new vector local. Local position equals a new vector 3. And x is 0. Y is going to be y, and then 0, 0, 0. Oh, and like we discussed, math.f.abs y. So, and then also, great stream, sir. Thank you. I don't get that very often. Then I need to decrease. Do I subtract from max y in order to get it to settle on the ground? So here it'd be like, well, up here maybe. Max y minus equals times that delta time. That means it's only going to last 4 seconds. So I want to divide time.delta time by like 5. Yeah, we'll see. And then if max y is less than or equal to 0, then we explode. And I have to have something like a block before I can save this. Explode here, and I can just instantiate an explosion. I'll have to do a bunch of collision detection and stuff. Grenade does not contain a definition for start y offset. That is right. Can you take me there? It's start offset y. I don't know where that is. So it's the sprite isn't moving though. So when he shoots, it should just go up and down. It's not moving forward. Oh, it's going nowhere. I should have errors. Yeah. So in my, let's go to the prefabs. Projectiles, their grenade. Wasn't there a reference to the transform? Oh, it's not public. This. Nice. And they should eventually settle down. Yeah, see how they're not bouncing as high? If max y is greater than or less than 0, that was right, less than 0, then max y is 0. So I'm going to rename this maximum height. Or should that be the multiplier? Yeah, let's rename that multiplier. I think what we were experiencing is that it was kind of like building back up. Yeah, hide behind a shotgun guy. Okay, so there is an issue with the Z order. And I do have, well, I don't have. I thought I put a Z order on here. Maybe I did and I just deleted it. Possibility. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink. Okay, so I should probably make it subtract a portion relative to how big it is. There's not what's going on. Like, it looks like it's when it's thrown, it looks like it gets to this point where it just kind of bounces. Also, yeah, I want to have a shadow so we know I can tell where it's at. So maybe it's just the 5 is too big. I need to give the angle public. This can be private now. And then this needs to be is it a vector 3? And vector 3 angle, traveling angle. And then that needs to be public. And then when I throw the grenade, I calculate target direction, signed angle. If this is the okay, so can we say grenade? I spelled it wrong. Grenade.transform. Must be like another spelling that I've picked up somewhere else. It's more exotic, elaborate than the English spelling. Dot angle. Euler angles. Or is it rotation? Signed angle. Turns a float, calculates the signed angle between two vectors. Oh, and then there's an axis, so vector 3 dot up. So that means I'm using Euler angles. But no, I don't want to rotate it. I don't want to rotate the transform, right? Because then that will be wrong. I don't want to rotate, I want to get the angle. So that is that. Do I just pass it along here? Or do I set it like traveling angle? Equals new vector 3. And so that's going to be 0 signed angle 0. And then that's the direction that we travel in. I don't think that's right, but we'll see. So the whole transform dot position equals vector 3 dot move towards starting point, which is transform position. And then we want to go towards transform dot position plus traveling angle. I'm gonna say times 5, even though our speed is going to be like max distance delta. We'll make it 5. We'll make this like 10. For now though, let's lower this down to like 2. I don't want to be too zippy, so I can see what's going on. I also want to apply some rotation to the sprite so it kind of spins. Oh. It's gone. Transform position. That's just the grenade. Equals vector 3 move towards transform position, comma that. Doesn't matter what it is, it should only be 2 unless it was there and it just fell below the Z order. So we'll do this. I'll throw one. What I want is not to be in full screen next time. Okay, pause. Where's our grenade? Where are you? Holy cow. 4,000 on the Y? Excuse me? Right. So if I just take target direction, which is target that minus that, and then I say normalized, then I can save that, and that should send me off in the right direction, right? No, I don't even need that. This is now just all targeter. Object heading 0 is null. Okay. Again, it's like in the thousands. Do I? I do, don't I? Well, by this by time, that delta time. That would make sense. So 2 every loop. Yeah, it definitely needs to come down faster. So I might have to up the multiplier, like double that. and then leave that like that. And to be honest, bring that back down to 4. Here, I'm going to make the shadow sprite real quick. And it's just going to be, let's use this one. Black. And half capacity. So the best you could do. I should rip that back up at 100 before I leave that. It's okay. Probably should be a little bit smaller anyways. Can I make it offset? Would that make it look too bad? No. Put that back. Minimize. To sprites and my gun sprite. Put there. Gonna edit this. Grab the shadow. And then in the prefab for the grenade, projectile, on the top layer, I want to add the SSD order and a sprite renderer. Just so I can have the shadow. Let's lock that. Okay. So the speed that I'm throwing it at should also decrease. Private. And right now it's 2. There's a 10. It is 2. Okay. Okay, and then speed is going to be decreased as well. Speed minus equals time dot delta time divided by, so 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 8 seconds. Yeah, so it's divided by 2. 4 seconds is probably good. Where are you going? I go backwards. If speed that's less than 0, speed is 0. So that was not long enough. So 4. I'm also thinking that the speed itself should probably be like 4 here, but then decrease it a lot more here. Like, I don't want him to be able to throw so far that he throws off the screen. I'm thinking like half screen would be a perfect length distance for him to throw. But I also don't know if that's pretty close. Very nice. I don't know if I want him to be an auto thrower. Because basically, if I click on that, throw it at that. And it's really just saying throw in that direction. It is kind of interesting also how randomly, maybe not. Oh, they are also leaving from the bottom. So starting offset Y is probably not set. Yeah, that's why. So that needs to be 0.4 or, yeah. Why can't I put a decimal there? Oh, it's the wrong thing. It's a float. I was just trying to assign the wrong field. How are you doing today? It's been a minute, huh? So I want to remove the Z order, I think, of this grenade. And I want to use the base. I need to fix the location of the shadow. What is the dream? The dream is to make a successful game that, and I will show you the game here in a second. Okay. So it plays like a RTS, or you control it like an RTS, but it's a tactical survival game. There are zombies. You rescue people, and the whole thing is the people that you rescue and you get them to the end of the level get added to your queue, and at the beginning of each level, like if there's like 3 people or spawn points for your players, and like your first player, your second player, and your third player get entered into it, if they die, it's permadeath. So anyone who you've had rescued, they step up, fill in those slots for the next time you play that level, or what the next level kind of thing. I love pixel art too. So it's kind of like lives matter, like, because once they are like represented by a individual person per se, and so no life in this is gonna like have a repeat sprite or a repeat name kind of thing. I'm not gonna litter the world with all these people. This is just the test level, of course. I got exploding barrels. And I'm going to have a backstory where there's like the military is trying to use the zombies for their military purposes. And there'll be different kinds of zombies and different variants on the same, like the normal zombie. Instead of having like one that has blue shirt and blue pants, there'll be like different colored clothing, male and female variants. You'll be able to purchase mercenaries to assist you, but they take resources, and you find resources by looting buildings. So you go into this building, and either he comes out with a successful loot, or he gets chased out by zombies, like he did there. And there's nice shotgun shot. There's some RNG to it, but that kind of looks like he threw it on the roof. There is a static, at least set amount, where when I'm making a level, I say that 2 buildings, they are supposed to look like Scooby and the gang, but I don't want to get like in trouble for copyright infringement, so they're not named like Shaggy and Velma and Daphne and Freddy. I'm glad that you could figure it out by just looking at it from there. Oops. Legally distinct. But I did think, like, if I could get their names without getting in trouble, I would absolutely put a dog. Like, I have a base scene. Let me save this scene real quick. I hit Control S. Why am I not saving? Oh, go here and hit Control S. There we go. Okay. So this scene is like your save slots. Like here's save slot 1, here's save slot 2, here's save slot 3. And each person that you rescue is going to have like a designated spot to hang out in the base, and the base will grow as you progress through levels. And I thought of having like, if Shaggy character dies, then like there'll be like a dog who will just be sitting out here waiting for him to return. And maybe he could be in the game with Shaggy. If as long as Shaggy is there, then you have like this dog that attacks that doesn't get attacked, but then stops if the Shaggy character dies. Yeah. I don't know why Shaggy's hanging out front unless I've done like a little hack, but and then you hit like deploy. And then you get like this thing, which is like the mission briefing, tells you what you need to do in the level that you're about to play. I plan on having animations where the zombies just kind of skirt across and then they get hit by the truck. You can't. So yeah, that was a wait. Like, do I really want people to go through that? It's definitely a thing. So if I take that away altogether, how far does he throw? Oops, I'm still on this. I can skip ahead. Oh, that's not good at all. Yeah. Divided by 1.5. It's kind of like halfway between the two. Let's just go straight to the scene. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the my save file though, because according to the main scene, maybe he shouldn't throw it so high. Nah, that'll be fine. Okay. This is like player 3, right? With a handgun. Oh, is it because they're all... It might be because I changed their names. His name, because he was Shaggy, and then I changed him to Baggy. And then they each individually check to see if they are alive. I'll worry about that on a different stream. It's getting close to the end of this one. And then there is an explosion prefab that I want to add to the grenade. That is only the animation. So then, so if speed is less than 0. I said X V. Then I don't have to say the speed is now 0. And this can actually go up here above that. Here, I can end this with destroy the whole game object. After I instantiate explosion prefab. Let's rename this. Well, here, let me finish this thing out. But, grenade transform, just transform position. Oh, that's for the parent. No, thank you. And then I also would have to calculate the closest targetable objects and apply damage to them all. That's it. Do need to write that down though before I forget. So in bugs, the visible characters in the bases don't match what I'm given in the level. Oh, I didn't assign the explosion. Projectiles, grenade, lock that, go back to the prefabs. Yeah, and this goes here. Cool. They are exploding. They don't cause damage yet. So the barrels, they track with a collider, a trigger collider. So maybe I do the same. Let's change the radius here. That's too big. Why does it not stay? That's also kind of big, huh? Oops. 2? Okay, we'll try that. So in the barrels, they have a list of targets. They also have a list of survivors. Oh, these are going to be private. They don't need to be public here. And then there's on enter and on exit. And then there's apply damage. So let's take that. So basically they're just like barrels, but you can throw them. Explosion damage needs to be a thing. So let's right click on that and create it. Oops. Targetable. Yeah, I thought that was going to do something wrong. Okay. Then here we just start coroutine. Apply damage. So here's, it destroys the game object. We can't do it here anymore, but I can hide the sprite. So, what was it? As a game object. It's a transform, grenade transform. Dot set active. Oh, so game object. Dot set active false. So that gets rid of that. My sprite though, so can I just say like get component sprite renderer? Enabled is false. Sets are you're gonna model eyelids. Hair texturing, then rigging and animating. 9,400 triangles. Like, is he gonna blink? I don't want to put ideas in your head. Oh, this needs to be a trigger. No, throw it and run. Well, now we have no one to test it on. Oh, he got hurt. Yeah, grenades is gonna have to be something maybe that I can. I'm gonna have to make it. I think that the player actually tells it when to lob and what direction to lob it at. Yeah, you're not gonna kill them unless. Come here. Cool. So I got a second. The targeting, maybe I should move to the logic. Maybe I should move to the gun itself. I don't want to have like a whole bunch of different flags on the player, the characters, for them to be like, if I'm holding a gun, I got to do this. If I'm holding a rocket launcher, then I want to shoot at someone too close. If I'm holding a grenade, I want to aim for the furthest thing that I can aim for. Syndicate, it sounds familiar. Satellite Rain from the 90s. Syndicate does sound familiar. Satellite Rain, not so much though. Aaron Namanza 2. Thanks for the follow. It's a 4-person squad game where you have to get new bodies for your people. New bodies. Interesting. Limit Zero, you asked about Syndicate Wars a few streams ago. Is that why it sounds familiar now? Syndicate. Is Syndicate Wars Syndicate? Are we both all talking about the same thing? This thing? I have not played this. Although, it does look like something I would play. Kind of has like the camera angle is almost like, there's a game called Flesh Feast, and it was a Sony game, I believe. I know they made fun of Sony in the game. It's not a Sony game. But that angle and everything is kind of like what it is. Syndicate Wars is a sequel. You'd review Safe Light Rain? I'm not Googling that. On stream. It's a company that fixes my Windows. As a movie? I have an ad for Amazon, or sorry, Adobe. Is it the actual sequel or is it like a spiritual successor? Satellite Rain, your apologies. Super dyslexic. This is called Safe Light. Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't plan on having. Oh, they're not at different levels there, but oh, there's a drone. That's neat. So I do plan on having voices for my characters too. Not you know, and 64 individual voices, but some overlapping voices. There has been a leak. Yay. Oh, wow. If you get people to join your mid-map, they will pick up the dead enemies' guns and fight there as well. That's a cool idea. But you can send them to be converted. You said, like, if you get them to join, like, this is, in my game, whatever the citizens are that are just kind of hanging out, or like as soon as you approach them, they join. But that's cool. I'll have to keep an eye on that. So I wanted to check out while I have a couple minutes. Why does this guy here appear? She didn't appear, but there was also like there was a map where she did appear, or a save spot where she did appear. Right? She's there. She's not there. And then the shaggy type person is there as well. But he did not appear in the map. So if he's here for a reason, then he should be in the map. So oh, let's unlock that. So base survivor, he's got this. This is a scriptable object. You know, all it does is has a list of the sprites for the characters and their name, of course. And so that's on him, or on this character. And this is not a prefab or anything. Save index is 0. As should be everybody here in this spot. If your logic is on the guns and not the player objects, any civilian who picks it up would have that logic of that gun. You just need a and pickup equals true on the gun law. Right. So really the only logic that the players have is the distance right now. If the zombie is within a certain amount of distance, it aims the gun at the zombie, and then it continuously calls shoot, and the gun determines whether or not it can shoot based on cooldown time or whatever. And that could also be like a shorter distance for the gun to shoot than for the player to aim. But it is the player itself that finds the closest target. So maybe you're right. I move that logic to the guns. So the handgun, machine gun, and shotgun could probably find the closest targets, whereas the grenade uses a different logic to find the furthest target that it could reach. That's what I asked. Is it a sequel or is it a spiritual successor? None of these games I've played, but I think maybe I will have to do so. Gonna have to wishlist it. Spiritual, same composer, same team, different company. There is even an in-game company called Bullfrog Games. You thought you were talking Syndicate and Syndicate Wars, so the music is awesome. Okay, so let's edit this script real quick. So on Awake, this says load all games. False. False is what? Reload. Okay. So it just gets a list of all the games if it hasn't. Okay. For this tells the save manager to do that. Then it gets the sprite renderer. It does this debug thing here, but I think I should lower this down now. Oh. So here the status is that. So let's X that out. If the status is not alive, then it's just the game object is destroyed. So let's do this. And then here I want to say status. And then this is going to be status. I think I have to say toString. Because it's an enum. Is it not? Yeah. toString. Bullfrog is a company name that I am familiar with. But that not so much that game though. I don't want full screen here anymore. I don't like it. Play focused. But I have a console. And object reference not set to an instance of an object. Oh. Right, because I changed the names after I created the save file, which means I need to edit the... Do I need to edit the dictionary? Or are they all up to date? They are up to date. So do I just hit reset? And it's sad that she was there and then she disappeared for a second. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. So we're all clean reset now. So I can go in and hack the save file and bring some players to life if I need to use them. Wait, Syndicate is for the Super Nintendo? Is this a new account? You've watched Proper Duck before. Yes. This is. I deleted my original account for kind of political reasons. So that was like 6 months ago. Well, 7 months ago now. And then I created a new one. I couldn't create the old one because the name still is reserved. And I couldn't resurrect it because it was deleted. Like they did this whole thing like you can undelete your account by signing in within 90 days, whatever. And I was like, I did not. But I figured I'm punishing myself by not being here. Like if I'm trying to raise awareness for like testers and so forth. So I came back, tucked my tail between my legs, and I came back. I've tried all the other streaming platforms, and quite honestly, they're dead. Except for YouTube, only because like when I was streaming on YouTube, solely streaming on YouTube, my main, not followers, my people in my circle would come and join. Like I could rely on them for that, but otherwise, yeah, discoverability everywhere besides Twitch is horrible. Okay, so that bug is not a bug. That was just my fault because I changed the name of those characters. So, not a bug. There is the jittering of the arms, which I have not yet figured out. Just another bug. Where if the target is close enough to target, and it looks like but it's not close enough for the gun, they do the shake thing. So yeah. So something I do need to remember to do is when I traverse through, like let's do the shotgun real quick. Oh, thanks for the follow again, Dave. Shotgun? I do this thing where I go from I cycle through all the things in the path of the gun, bullet or projectile, and I only break if I collide with the zombie. So I'm gonna add it. It's not a bug. It's only just because I haven't coded it yet, but I need to bullets need to stop when they hit anything. How about stop calculating? Stop calculating when they hit something, not just a zombie. Note, they do always seem to collide, or sometimes collide with the survivor shooting them. I know why. That's just because like the collider for the survivors is at the feet, so that they can go up past solid objects. So when they're aiming down and they pull the trigger, they're the first ones to get hit. So I kind of made it ignore everything except for zombies, but if the zombie is on the other side of a wall, I don't want to be able to hit them. Yep, so I'm starting fresh. I don't remember when I joined. I think it was the beginning of this month. I've been working on this game for 3 months now, since the beginning of the year. Now, this is like my 5th attempt through many years. Like I tried this back when I was learning C. I tried it a couple times in Unity. I tried it once in JavaScript as well. But I tried it also in Unity a couple times, like 2D big sprites, 2D small sprites, 3D. Each time there was like a stumbling block. And then this time around, I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to fight through everything. I'm going to get it done. Like there's like I call it a cult, the cult of small games, where they believe in just chasing fads, chasing the popular game trends and making small games. Whereas I'm more of a make the game that you like to make. And because if you make games that you don't like and you don't play, gamers are going to know, right? They're going to know. I would know, like if somebody made like an RTS but never played an RTS, or a tower defense and never played a tower defense. It's kind of like there's hollowness. It's like you can tell it's like missing something, and I think that missingness is the soul of the game. And so this is a game that's almost been defined like 100% in my head for a long time. So when I still get like people that say like, you should do this, you should do this. And it's kind of like, to me, it's like, this is not that game. Like, it's not that type of game. You'll see. You'll all see. So yes, okay. So that was not a bug, that was fixed. I added that. That'll take some time. I think then also the next thing I really need to do is have different layers, because right now I'm all on the default layer. And so I want things like a fence. So a fence can stop the player from going through, but that wouldn't be something that would be detected by a projectile. And things like that. So I need to start creating layers there for collisions. And I'll probably end up doing a couple more like just spriting scenes where I add more things, because I need a lot more. I don't want to have like just every building be this red brick building. So yeah, that'll be it. I will catch anybody who wants to stop by tomorrow. Thank you all for stopping by.